has been part of the TRF from the very beginning and has been a passionate advocate of the foundation in keeping Tyler's legacy alive. You're amazing. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you, Jason Statham. I love your work. You were very good at Hobbs and Shaw. First of all, thanks for everybody for being here tonight for this wonderful event. We have to talk about our Legacy Award recipients tonight. Tim and Amy Cantor have been great friends to TRF from the very, very beginning. In fact, our iconic sparrow, which is a beautiful symbol of hope in the extraordinary odds all of our TRF families and children are facing, well, that is one of Tim's amazing creations. Tim's extraordinary artistic vision has been apparent since he began oil painting at the age of just 5 years old. By age 15, when most of us were like barely learning how to play Donkey Kong or Miss Pac-Man, wow, I'm really dating myself, aren't I? That's okay. He was given at the age of 15 his first art exhibition where one of his paintings was acquired to hang in the White House at 15. Amazing. Now, after marrying Amy, the love of his life and his partner in all things, Tim's reputation continued to expand across the world. In fact, in 2015, Tim and Amy began closely working with Imagine Dragons to create, you might see it on the album cover, their second album, Smoke and Mirrors. Well, that is the work of Tim Cantor. And as well as 13 paintings of Tim's represent each song on that album. Now, this partnership only deepened as the art was integrated into the band's music video shots. That whole music video, all of it is artistic work by Tim Cantor. And by the way, Tim also became a touring art exhibition who accompanied the band at more than 60 stops on their global world tour. Now, with exquisite galleries in San Diego and Amsterdam, which, by the way, they just had an exhibition that was a global sensation, their humble and super gracious personalities, you would never know how much success they've had because they are so down to earth. They have given quietly and generously for years to TRF. And when it's been time to help out or give, they create art for events, awards for honorees, and even auction off Tim's paintings. They are an integral part of the TRF family, and we cannot thank Tim and Amy Cantor enough for all of their work. I just want to say on a personal level, I've been so lucky to get to know Tim and Amy for the past 6 years through TRF, and their gracious spirit and truly selfless nature are as beautiful as Tim's breathtaking art. You know, it's these special members of our TRF family who give of their gifts and their hearts so freely that really make this foundation soar. And just like Tim's beautiful sparrow, which has become a symbol of tonight, it's what it's all about. So I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute honor and privilege to introduce this year's TRF Legacy Award honorees, Tim and Amy Cantor.
Tim and I cannot express in words how very fortunate we feel to look forward to this very special night of the year, the gala. This overwhelming, warm feeling of just being in this room, surrounded by pure love. There's nothing like it in the world. Just to be present in the moment among so many kind friends is more than we could ever hope and dream for. And that is why Tim and I were unbelievably honored to learn that we would be receiving this year's Legacy Award. We are so very thankful to our wonderful friends, the Tyler Robinson Foundation, Imagine Dragons, and the Robinson family for bestowing upon us this exceptional and beautiful award. Honestly, more than anything, we are truly, truly humbled as there have been such remarkable individuals before us who have inspired us with their benevolence and grace. For Tim and me, it is a privilege to play any part of anything that our Tyler Robinson Foundation does. Each and every day, they bring light and love to families and children who desperately need it the most. Though we never had the chance to meet Tyler, he is a beautiful part of us all. It is because of this great warrior that we are all here tonight. It is incredible to fathom that because of Tyler's love and passion for Imagine Dragons, a spark of selfless desire was brought about and turned into something so very meaningful. Tyler's legacy will continue to live on, to encourage and to touch the hearts of so many children and families. Over the years, Tim and I have had the great fortune to meet some of these wonderful kids, to hear their stories, their struggles, to tear up at their strife and celebrate their victories. Nothing in the world has touched our spirit like these beautiful families. This award fills our soul. We are so moved by the phenomenal work of the TRF family and how they inspire courage, faith, and eternal hope for us and for all.
Tyler Robinson Foundation has become so special to Amy and me. I know that without question. My art has been forever touched and maybe even influenced a little bit since I have come to know and really care about TRF. Just a quick something I wanted to say while I'm up here is that this past year I was hit with some fear, and maybe it was just like a hint of that fear that I think most of the TRF families are living with. But it was really rough. Everybody who knows me knows how painfully in love I am with Amy. And she got one of those doctor's phone calls that really scared us. Everything's fine. She's fine. She's perfect. But there are just like a few weeks of worry and confusion, and that fear was crippling. I was so worried about her. I couldn't do anything. I stopped painting, I stopped writing, I stopped creating. I pretty much stared at a wall until that phone rang. And I really thought I'd be stronger than that, but I wasn't. So Amy was like consoling me, which is so wrong. I guess I've always known that if anything were to happen to Amy, I'd pretty much curl up in the fetal position, and that'd be that. And now I know that is exactly what would happen. It really was the first time in my life that I've had that real, true fear and anxiety. And the only reason I'm telling this is because in the midst of it, I found myself thinking of TRF. I kept thinking, if TRF is able to ease just 1 ounce of that fear and pain and worry for a family dealing with such real struggle and fight in their lives, or even if they can just lighten a bit, no matter how much, then they are true heroes, and the world is undoubtedly better because of them. So when the Tyler Foundation reached out to share the news of this honor with Amy and me, it really meant more than ever before. Having had just a whisper of understanding of what these families, these amazing families are going through was profound, to say the least. And Amy and I will always do whatever we can to help. Anything. I'll never say no to them, I promise. And you're welcome. I love you guys. Real quick, I have one little thing to say here too, real quick. Amy was reminding me that it's been about 5 years to this day that we got that first call from Imagine Dragons, from Mac and Dan, Wayne, Ben, and Platt, and their families, and even Turner, who have all kind of become like family to us ever since. And they've changed our life in a lot of ways. Creating that album art for Smoke and Mirrors and being a part of that entire production has given us some of our favorite memories ever. But one of the best things it's brought to us is the gift of being part of something so incredibly special as this night right here and the Tyler Robinson Foundation. So thank you guys again for everything. And above all, this beautiful honor. We'll cherish it forever, and we'll do our best to live up to it. Thank you. Thank you.